move this light a little bit closer. But if you were here the other day, you saw the mayhem that this light unleashed every time it fell over and knocked my beer over. I was swimming in beer by then, wasn't I? I haven't opened one at the minute. I think I had a wine earlier. I've been whining a lot, mainly at YouTube. Fucking piece of shit. Tina girl. At YouTube and their inability to do thumbnail shit. And there's a little 5-minute video where I get a little bit sweary. Just a little bit. I didn't realise I still had that wine there. I was in the middle of opening a can. So let's do that. Let's say cheers to you guys. I don't know if there's anybody there yet. It says that there are. Nobody's talking to me though. But thumbs up, folks, please. Maybe. Cheers. I noticed that I lost 3 subscribers from my earlier live stream. Fuck them. Not everybody appreciates my sense of humor. Not everybody appreciates my tone or my language. I'm a tramp. I live in a field. What can you do? But cheers to you guys that are here. Oh, it's popping and bubbling at me. Okay. Hello, Joe. It's been an interesting evening. I mean, the live stream earlier, the TrampCast proper went well. It went well once it started. I was 2 hours late starting it, I think. YouTube messed me about. I fell asleep this afternoon, which kind of got in the way. But then YouTube messed me about with it. But it was enjoyable enough. But by the time that finished, it was almost time to be starting the TrampCast Hangout. And then we had the big moth that was like a fucking bat. It was huge. I don't even know what happened to it. It could still be here for all I know. I didn't see it leave. I didn't see it go. But yeah, anyway, I've had to bring what's that? There's a biddy crawling around on my light. We are now -1 biddy. I got him. No topics, folks. I haven't got any topics. I'm hoping you've brought some. I note that the Russian satellite, well, it was never meant to be a satellite, was it? The Russian probe that was meant for Venus has crashed back on Earth. Indian Ocean, I think it landed. So that's done. That's one worry gone for everybody. Nobody's expecting to get hit on the head by Russian satellites. Do Russia still launch satellites, or is this all just 70s stuff? I don't remember hearing about any Russian satellites in the last 10 years or so. Talk to me, folks. Do Russia, if you've got a computer in front of you and you can actually like do a search, is it only the US, Europe, India, and China? When was the last time that Russia actually launched something, I was going to say worthwhile, notable, something I don't know that they do. I don't remember hearing about, other than craft from the 70s that went wrong way back, crashing back to Earth. I don't remember hearing about a Russian launch of anything of note in a lot of years. I don't know. Maybe I'll look that up after. I'll have a look and see what's what. But other than that, I haven't really got any topics. So I will be needing... We can rant about YouTube and their inability to do thumbnail shit, because if you watch my 5-minute little video, I know how to rant. I can rant with the fucking best. But when I create the live stream, when I set that up, in YouTube, and then I upload an image, and I come out and I go back in, and the image is there. The thumbnail is there. It's fucking right in front of me. And then I want to do either a YouTube post or post it to Twitter, and it goes, it disappears. It just isn't there anymore. 55 in 2024. Russian launchers. Is that what? 55? No, I haven't heard of any of them. I don't know what are they launching, if that's what you're answering. Maybe you're answering a different question. Hello, Moonhawk. I didn't acknowledge you there initially. Russia launched 55 things in 2024. I know that. I mean, for a while before Elon's thing, America was reliant on Russia to get them to get them into space before SpaceX. So I don't know. 55 satellites launched last year. That's interesting, because you don't hear about them, do you? You don't hear about Russian like scientific progress. That they're not off exploring Venus or Mars, or at least not that you hear about. I don't know. Could just be my ignorance, I guess. I have much of it. I have lots of ignorance to go around. I got more than enough for all of us. The breadth and depth of what I don't know is staggering. Yeah, I guess. Cheers, folks. Cheers. I probably just lost another 2 subscribers. Every time I say cheers, I lose at least one. My girl is over here. How are we for audio? We're not crackling. The other day we were crackling terribly until I left and came back. Are we okay today? Oh, look at this. Oh, the feet. I'm doing the woohoo. Somebody will be enjoying that. She's just here, look. She was just fighting with Felephant, her elephant friend. Hey, babe. Hey, Tina. I thought you were... Hey, you were just snoring a minute ago. I just woke you up, and now you're... I know there's another animal outside making a noise. But here you are. Nice and quiet. Be nice. Be a good girl. I prefer it when she's a good girl. But that's Tina. You gotta have your traditions, folks. Tina has to feature in every video. That's them's the rules. You gotta have rules. If you don't have rules, where are you? I can't remember. That's an Al Murray thing, isn't it? What does he say? If you don't have rules, is that France? And if you've got too many rules, that's Germany. Something like that. That's his joke. Okay, we're doing 13 more, so that's okay. Okay, folks. Has anybody brought topics? I've got nothing. I got nothing. You need to. Okay, so we got the satellites, yeah, because that was the Russian one that crashed back in the Indian Ocean, thus not landing on our heads. They plan to have 2,600 in orbit by 2036. Is this to rival? Is this like a Starlink competitor or something? Move the lamp away from the BS spammer. Yeah, that was interesting. That was Friday night, wasn't it? That was very interesting. Every time I looked that way, the lamp fell over and the beer got knocked onto the bed. They are next to each other, but the lamp is just on the chopping board. It's not stood on... Hold on. What was that? Something moved. What are you? Oh, okay, it's the butterscotch. Okay. It's the toffees. I've had those a long time now. I haven't Nobody's bought me any new toffees for a while. I've got 2 packs of sweets here that have been sat here for... that's wet. Why is... Oh, it fell where the beer went the other day. Okay. You know, you have a pack of toffees sat by the bed for 3 or 4 months, and then they fall into a... It's not a pile of water. Hey, what are you doing? Do you hear her snapping and toffee time? I haven't had one in weeks. And Tina I think she just caught a fly. I don't know. Are there flies in here, Tina? I haven't got... My light's surprisingly not light. It's plugged in, but it must have got low on power, and it's on its brightest setting, but it wasn't actually that bright. Oh, there is a fly. Look, I just got one. I've killed more than you. I've killed 2 tonight. You only got 1. I'm winning. I had the light on and the door open earlier, didn't I? When I was doing the normal TrampCast. Let me see if I can't just sit up a little bit better. I had the door open and the light on, so we got all sorts of everything in here. There was an awful lot of flies out in the main part of the tent, and I didn't want to have like a general spray round with the insecticide. Tina doesn't like it. It's probably not healthy for... Well, it's probably not healthy for me, but she seriously dislikes it. Is it raining? No. Why are you hearing crackling? It rained earlier when I was starting the... It wasn't when I was... It was just before I was doing the stream, wasn't it? I think the video I did where I'm shouting at YouTube. I got a fly. If you're hearing lots of crackling or something, tell me. I can... Another one dead. I've killed 3. I'm beating you here. I'm lapping you. No, it rained a little bit earlier, just for a few minutes. The insecticide, yeah, spray around and then go out. Like I've just taken her for a walk. If I'd thought, I could have had a big spray, closed the door, gone for a walk, and then come back. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, there's quite a few in here at the minute. It appears. But I've closed the bedroom door, kind of, sort of. Another one gone. Another one gone. Another one bites the dust. This is true. This is true. So we haven't got many here now because YouTube didn't let me put the message out too far and wide. And as far as I can tell, you're all just getting the default thumbnail just with me, my head in a circle. You didn't get the diagonal writing that says TrampCast Hangout, come and talk with a tramp. You didn't get the proper image, I don't think. It's fucking maddening is what it is. When you upload the image 6 times and you still can't make it appear when you put a tweet out, or when you do a message to you think it's a new notification, okay. I get very... If you see that it's a 5-minute video because I tried about half a dozen times to set the thumbnail, and then they ditched all the other settings. The ahead time when you set when you create a live stream, you can either go live right there and then, or you can say no, we'll do it, and you set a date and a time. They ditched it. They threw that info away. They threw they threw the description away. I had to re-enter. Oh, I'm getting angry just talking about it, because for a month this is the 3rd video I've made for YouTube showing them how it's broken and why it's broken and in what way it's broken. and all they do is, are you using the latest version? Have you updated? Have you reset your phone? Have you cleared your cache? Have you jumped up and down, rubbing your right fucking buttock with your left hand while dancing on a Wednesday? No, I fucking haven't, and I'm not going to. Fucking sort your shit out. Do I sound bitter? How difficult is it to upload a thumbnail and then use the thumbnail? I could program that. It's been a few years, but I could do that. And what would my language of choice be nowadays? It used to be Perl, but then it was PHP. I guess it would be PHP. JavaScript, Ajax. I could do it in how does that go? Asynchronous JavaScript, da 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 da. I can't remember what it stands for. That's how out of the game I am. I don't even remember what the language is called. Asynchronous JavaScript, something executable. Been a long time. But if you give me an hour, if you give me a laptop, you'd have to start by giving me a laptop. If you give me a laptop and access, is Stack Overflow still a thing? Is Stack Overflow still out there? That used to be the place where you got all your answers for snippets and places, and I don't even remember what were the code. What were the websites where people would Pastebin? Pastebin was a thing, wasn't it? People would put snippets of code. I don't. It's been a long time. But if you give me an hour and access to a server, I think I could still knock something together within an hour that works better than YouTube is currently working for me. Language of choice, Spanish. No, I meant programming languages. Rust was just becoming a thing. C++ and C# was a thing that I looked at once upon a time. But Perl and PHP were those were my PHP in particular. Those were my bread and butter back in the day. We could talk Fortran 77. I was employed and working with Fortran 77 once upon a time. Even that's government. You end up using stuff. It was 20 years out of date even then. Customs and Excise, or Her Majesty's Revenue and His Majesty's Revenue and Customs now. Bloody hell! Everything keeps changing names, folks. People's like countries and companies and government departments, everything keeps changing names. Those helpful sites, Pastebin, what was the one I mentioned before? I'm not Stack Overflow. It's probably still a thing, isn't it? And the guy that started Stack Overflow, what was his name? Because he used to do a blog where he posted all about coding even before that. I was going to say Cody, that's not right. Code. Don't know. Life, everything changes. Things move on. I'm a dinosaur. I don't remember. Well, there's loads of things I've forgotten. Loads of things I don't remember. Loads of things I never knew. Oh no, I missed. I got him second time. That's another one to me, Tina. I'm winning 5-1 now, I think. Where are you? Why am I killing all the flies? You're the dog that snaps and makes all the... You make all the fuss about catching them. Tyrannosaurus. Yeah, I am a dinosaur. I am, what am I, 56? What year is this? Yeah, I will be 57 at the end of this year, at the back end. But yeah, another one bites the dust. Yeah, I got another. The lamp is becoming what's the word? There's lots of smears from dead flies. They land on the lamp. I crush them. It's less fuss than if Tina does it. She's snapping and then sits there for 5 minutes chewing on them. And it's all very noisy. But there's no light here. Why is there no light? It's dark. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I've got different. I got another light I can use. I got batteries. I think it's. Have I shown you? I think I've shown you that there's a set of fairy lights above my head. I think this is day 3 and I haven't charged them, so I think they're quite faint. A better blue insect lamp. You don't like my. Hold on. You think it's not doing its job? It got a moth in there earlier and made a big smear. It's not bad. It's just that I had the. It's that I had the. Oh, look at that. Hold on. That's not a good look. It's the fact that I left the door open while I was doing TrampCast earlier. I didn't even remember. I'd closed the door behind me, but not the one in front. I've got a fly here now, look. I think it's a good lamp. The one that kills the flies. I think it's just that I let too many in. I just left it on too long. Seems like it's not doing what it's supposed to. It is. It's getting them. I just let too many in, didn't I? I had the. Right now, it's kind of tucked in a corner where it's probably not. What? Fuck. Hold on. It's not a long enough wire. It can't go up there. Look. No, I wanted to move it, but it's only a short wire. It is as it is. It uses almost no power. That's what's amazing about it. If I had a power bank, a USB power bank, I've got one here somewhere. It's broken. I don't have a power bank that I can charge. Save the beer. Yeah, that's not the lamp. That's not the blue one's not the one that fell over and took all the beer out the other day. But fun that was. But where was that? Power bank. My power bank won't take a charge. The socket. What do you want? The port. It's kind of snapped or wonky in some way. It won't plug into USB and take a charge, but it is it is also solar chargeable. So if I put it outside, it will take a charge, and the 2 USB ports for giving off power work. So in theory, I could maybe move the light a bit higher and put it, but I'd have to find the power bank. I don't know where that is right now. I've only just moved into the tent and I've lost everything already. I don't know where shit is. But yeah, other than the EcoFlow being a power bank, walking with birds. Hello, hello. Hello, Germany. Hello in Germany. I hope I didn't say anything too bad about Germany. I did joke about Germany earlier. Well, I said someone else's joke about Germany. But yeah, you're all right. It's just me being. I think I was quoting an Al Murray joke, the pub landlord. Oh, excuse me. Oh, and again. Hey Tina. Oh, you just. Did you get one? She was grabbing at the flies again. And I can see one over here, look. I think I got it. I did. I'm winning. It's about 6-1, I think, so far. So, folks, when I did the proper TrampCast earlier, this is TrampCast Hangout. This is a less structured... Well, it's no structure. This is just me and you chatting. This is just the two of us. We're just chatting. It's just me and you. But earlier I did the proper TrampCast where I tell people about... Well, ordinarily I would tell them about the week that I've just had. We are a little behind, so I was telling about a week that I had 2 or 3 weeks ago. But while I was doing that, I was late. I was 2 hours late doing it, and then I did the show with the door open in the tent door open, and there's a lot of flies and moths and things inside the tent now. So me and my Tina doggy darling, we're competing for who can catch the most flies. And so far, I've got 5 or 6. She's only got the one that I know about. Nice tent. It's all right. Yeah. I mean, compared to what I was in, if you see the video where we took the old one down and we took the tarpaulins off the roof, and you look at what I'd been living in for 7 months. Kill flies with your bare hands. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do here. But I'm helped by the lamp, the landing on the lamp, and then I'm just crushing them. Or if I can see, if I see one, was that you, Farmer, the other day? One like a mosquito that was as big as a horsefly flew right, and I was like, fuck, ah! And I kind of shouted, and I think I frightened a couple of viewers that had headphones on. Suddenly, I think I hurt their ears. This thing, it just flew like right. Fuck. Yeah, yeah. The good ones, when you reach out and you grab a mosquito and you crush it, and it's red, and that's your blood. The mosquito's already fed on you, and you're getting your own blood back out of the little bugger. Because flies don't have blood in the way that we know it. That flies are not. It's not hemoglobin and red blood. So when you crush a mosquito and it's red, it's probably your own blood. It's just fed on you already, or it's fed on your dog, and you're reclaiming the blood. Okay, walking with birds has got a brick wall. Just splat them against the wall. That's yeah. It wasn't headphones. You were fine, but you made some viewers shit a little. Yeah, it swooped in out of nowhere and just came like right at me. Not. I guess I said before it came right at me, but it wasn't. It was kind of from the side, and I shouted and oh you fuck, and I yeah yeah. Almost as bad as the video that I've just done tonight where I'm telling YouTube about how shit their software is. And I did get a bit sweary and a bit loud with them as well. I've spent the last month battling YouTube software. Because I'm just working from the phone. It's not like I can set these live streams up from a laptop. I haven't got a laptop. It's just me and the phone. So I've got to work with Android and with whatever they've put out. There's the YouTube Studio app and there's the actual YouTube app. Those 2 apps. Creating the stream. I create the thumbnail, which is different. If you've ever tried to make an image just using your phone. So I'll try and take 3, 4, 5 images and combine them into a little, it's kind of a collage. The software I use is a collage software. So I make the thumbnail and I go to a lot of trouble to try and... I go to a lot of trouble. I mean, you can see how shit they are. But it's a lot of effort to try and do stuff and position stuff just so, write some text and make it the right colors and position it just so using a phone. And then YouTube doesn't use the fucking thumbnail. Um, where'd Chipmunk go? I just saw that. Where'd Chippy go? He was here earlier, wasn't he? He was all over it. 6 dead splats of flies and a spider on the wall closest to your bed, but the other walls are clean. You said you're in Germany walking with birds. Are you German? Your English is excellent, so I'm going to assume you're actually English but in Germany. Would that be fair? Or English speaking? Maybe you're a. I'll watch my language. Maybe you're a Yank was what I was going to say. No offense, somebody has to be. Farmer. But yeah, I don't know. It's when I go to all that trouble making the image, then I get all my text together as the description for the live stream I'm going to do, and I plug it all in, and then YouTube don't use the image, and when I go back in to view the live stream that I've just created, and they ditch the start time, the date and time that you set for when it begins, they throw that away. And today they threw the description away. I've got some text files that are just some assets that I just copy and paste into these things. But there's usually I will put in a couple of paragraphs at the beginning that summarize what the stream is going to be about. Thrown away. That's fucking annoying. German half Brit. No, dirty Yankee. Don't say that. We do have some goddamn ham shanks. They are around. We do have. Your dad's a Brit. Okay, sprechen Sie Deutsch. I think Farmer was trying to say that. That's not how you spell Deutsch, but okay. Taught yourself English 10 years ago. Well, you're certainly in terms of typing, it's excellent. From some Canadian YouTuber bloke. Not the Canadian prepper, not because he's away with the fairies. The Canuck prepper. He's wow. No, I watch a few preppers and Canadian. He's great. He is great. Don't get me wrong, but he's very. He's not. It's not that he's negative. How would you put it? It's nuclear war tomorrow. Constantly, every the Canadian prepper is alert, alert, nuclear war, alert. The red balloon's gone up. Where he's very Deutsch. Yeah, that's how you spell it. Yeah. Okay. Autocorrect gets the blame. Canadian bloke taught you English. That's okay. Just as long as it's not the Canuck proper. He is. Oh, I like him. He's great, but alert, alert! It's all every second day is nuclear war. And we are kind of getting there. I think the whole India-Pakistan thing is, and then you've got the Russia-Ukraine thing, and you've got the Israel-Hamas, and then you've got the Iran. I mean, all of those hotspots that you would have named 10 years ago as likely kickoff points for World War III, they're all there and they're all active. Derek Gerard. Okay, I'll have a look. I'll look him up later. Thank you. Brain and fast fingers. Oh, you can, God, my finger when I'm typing on, God, in particular when I'm on Scruff Dogs on a Saturday night. Maybe it's the beer, I don't know. But no, my typing is my fat thumbs and little screen. Fuck no, it's this. There's the autocorrect on this Samsung is pretty bad as well. It keeps turning words into the how do you say this? Is it the gerund or gerund? I think it's called the gerund form. The ing, jump. If I type jump, it turns it into jumping. It adds the ing on words like at fucking random. And it doesn't just do it while I'm typing that word. I can finish the sentence and then it changes it. Normal autocorrect kicks in like while you're typing a word. This thing edits the words when I'm at the end of the bloody sentence. It's a pain in the backside. I was gonna get more explicit, but I still say these lights are not. I'm gonna hold on, folks. I'm gonna take. See, I've got this. I don't know if you've been here a while. You'll know that I've got this ring light, but that's not what. It's also a fan. I did an OnlyFans joke once upon a time with the fan, but I'm gonna take the batteries out of this. Something feels wrong to me in here. It just doesn't feel right. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna turn that off. Take this down. I'm going to swap out a set of batteries. I don't. Normally, I keep these batteries charged. I top my batteries off every day from the EcoFlow and the solar panel. But I'm behind. I didn't do it today. Today's been a mess all round. But I'm going to see. Oops, that's wrong. And the only other there's a plastic seal, a rubber seal here. There's a what would you call it? I haven't got the vocabulary again, folks. But that gets in the way and stops the. What do you call a plastic seal around a box to keep it watertight? It that's what it's meant to be, but it just gets in the way. I don't know whether that. Did you notice that? Is that any better? It feels better to me. I'll just. What am I going to do with these? I'll just put the batteries in the clock just so that I know where to find them tomorrow. They need charging, but I know where they are. That's weird. Movement outside the tent, and it wasn't Tina, was it? And there's voices. Quite close. Do I have to go and hit somebody? Someone taking the piss? No, it's further away. It's just some weird coincidence that something brushed against the tent and then there were voices nearby. But they were fairly nearby, but they're not here. I don't think. There have been incidents where people have come and stuck their head inside the tent. And I've been here and they're like, oh, hello. They were up to no good, but they got seen. Sorry, where am I here? Spelled correctly, but my phone thinks I mean something else and changes it. Yeah, mine's funny. I typed this on a no-name laptop. Also, side note, it's currently midnight here in Bavaria. What is it here? Yeah, it's 12. I'm in Spain, so we're Central European summertime, so it's the same time zone. 6 hours ahead of North America. Yeah. Women outside the tent would be nice. It just never is bloke. Gay men are always. We've had. How many? Oh, it sounds bad to say gay bashing, but I've had to smack 3 blokes Yeah, no, I literally have had to. There was the guy came along. It's like sexo, sexo, and I'm like, huh? No, no, entiendo, no, no. I don't understand. And he's sexo, and then he starts pulling his pants down and waving his ass at me, and he just wants me to just bum him, not like right there and then. And I'm hetero. I got no, I got no use for a man who just starts pulling his pants down and wanting. And we had another one who wanted me to suck him off, and I, I don't know where they get the idea from. They see a tent, they see a tramp, and they just think I must be gay. I don't know how that works. Where are the women? I made the joke a while ago about wanting a hobosexual. We need to find some hobosexual ladies. That was the term. And it turns out the term's already been coined. Hobosexual is already a term, but it means something different. Hobosexual is it's where you start a relationship with someone so that you can live with them, so that you avoid being a hobo, so you avoid being homeless. It's like you meet them in a nightclub and you move in just so that you're not homeless. That's hobosexual. But maybe it's a culture thing. I don't know. Well, gay men are very promiscuous. I mean, I know that much. When you walk from here to Guatemala, it's a 12-kilometer walk, and right at the end, just before you get into Guatemala, you go the road goes down and then it goes up under a bridge. And at the top of the hill there's a roundabout, and on the right there's like I think it's a water purification building or something. There's something there, and there's this wooded area, and that car park's always full, and the cars are always empty. And if I didn't know any of this, I made a shortcut through the wood one day because I'm going up this hill and the coast's off to the right, and so I rather than go up and turn right, I just cut through the wood, and everywhere I was tripping up over pairs of blokes in states of uh, disrobed, disrobing, undressed, half naked men. I'm tripping up over them all over the fucking place. Um, yeah, no, never heard of hobosexual. Yeah, no, it's a kind of made up word because hobo as in tramp, and it's kind of a pun on homosexual, but hobosexual. Um, so yeah, it's a neologism, is what it's called, isn't it? When you form a new word. So I made the new word, and other people had already made the new word, and it has two meanings. One is to want sex with a tramp, which is what I would like to find young ladies that are homosexuals. But it's also been coined as a thing of avoiding homelessness by getting into a relationship and moving in with someone who's already got a house. Hobo sextastic. Okay, yeah, maybe. Hello, goodbye. Hello, hello. Hello, goodbye. Um, I got voices nearby again. But hopefully they'll leave me alone. I don't know what that was. There was definitely something brushed against the tent, and then there were voices fairly near, but I don't think it was related. It got me a bit worried. But hear the word tramp and think of Charlie Chaplin. Yeah, well, or yeah, find out the lady on the tramp. But yeah, Charlie Chaplin was the tramp before he was. I guess it had that whole. Oh God, I'm not going to say that because you're German. It was the Austrian fella with the toothbrush mustache. So I'm not going to go there this time. Um, but yeah, Charlie Chaplin did that as well, didn't he? I've joked about my struggle. Mein Kampf. Shush, no, don't. Shame there's no one that can lend me the garage to sleep in. It would get rid of the police, yeah, but it's been 2 years now. You get used to it. There's pluses and minuses. Um, Pluses and minuses, but yeah, if someone did lend me like a shed or a garage or something, it would probably end up being temporary, and then I'd have to like start over again, wouldn't I? Then I'd have to hope that someone hasn't nicked this spot and beard, mustache. Yeah, the 1920s and 30s. It was a temporary. Well, I guess. God, where do we go from this? Where do we take this conversation? You don't meet many Adolfs anymore, do you? And in England, like the name Myra used to be a really popular like lady's name, and you don't meet any. There was a murderess called Myra. So nobody the names, some names, just an event will happen, and that name or that style or that that facial styling uh, goes because it becomes so eponymous isn't the right word. What's the word I'm looking for? Some things are just so massive, so out there that yeah, you can turn a name so that nobody's ever going to like be called that again, um, or a style, or a piece of clothing, you can take things out of fashion. I guess is what I'm saying, by being so overt, so over the top, so devastating. Um, yeah, you don't meet many Adolfs, you don't meet many Myras. Um, yeah, it's it's a thing. It's a thing. Let me live chat. Oh, I should have said that. I haven't like run through the rules. Live chat rather than top chat. Bottom left corner, you'll find the word live and a red dot. Make sure that you're up to date. What are the other rules? I can't remember the other rules. If you're watching this on demand, if you're not watching this live here and now, and you're watching it after the event, same thing. You wanna do chat replay, and that's if you touch the video player, if you're on a phone or a touch enabled device, touch the video player, a double speech mark will get you the live chat replay. I'm terrible for not reading out people's actual comments. I will be talking with these guys and responding to them, and I will forget to read the actual message that they're saying. So if you're watching this not live, you need to be able to see the chat, live chat replay. So yeah, touch the screen, double speech bubble. Or if you're in a web browser, under the video player, you will see comment, the word comment in a box. Swipe or drag that right to the left, and then you can bring up chat replay again. I find at the minute, again, YouTube and their software, I click to bring up chat replay and it comes up empty. And then you have to dismiss it, bring it up a second time, and suddenly it wakes up and populates and knows what it's doing. Them's the rules, folks. Thumbs up if you haven't already, if you wouldn't mind. If you're not subscribed, what can I say? What are you fucking doing? I'm a tramp living in a field in a country where I don't speak the language. Any help you can give me with thumbs up, with subscribing, share if you dare. Share this out there. Push the button. Share it. Tell everyone on Twitter. Tell all your thousands of followers what a what a handsome chap I am, and how eloquent and erudite I am, and how you should, you know, for a tramp, I'm fairly intelligent. Go and tell people to come and watch me because I need the fucking help. I'm in a race with Scruff Dog. He doesn't know it. There's a bloke out there called Scruff Dog, single F, SCRUFDOG. I shouldn't even tell you, but that's his handle. That's his channel name. He doesn't know it, but I'm in a race with him. We're racing to 1 million subscribers. The first to get there wins. We're both on 1,300 and change. He's a little bit ahead of me, so I do need the help. And I lost 2 or 3 subscribers earlier today. I don't know how. I honestly, I don't know how or why. It's possibly just randomness. It's possibly just YouTube pruning bots. It still hurts though when I'm on 1309 1 minute and I'm on 1306 the next. Cheers to the bastards that unsubscribed, or to the YouTube algorithm that removed them, whatever it is. A mouth this big and I still miss. I don't know, folks. Where are we? Have you seen Jack the Ripper in London or so? I was in London on the centenary, was it? I was in London in 1989, which I think was just after the 100 years, the centenary of it all. Yeah, no, he's long gone. It was 1890 whatever, or 1880 whatever. He's long gone. There's lots of theories about who he is or was, but that's hello goodbye saying goodbye. Hello, goodbye, goodbye. And how many minutes late am I in saying it? That was at 19, 12, 19. Oh, shit, I'm 6 minutes behind already, folks. Sorry, I've missed you. Hello, goodbye, and good night. Yeah. How was it? David Frost, wasn't it? Oh, what was his opening line? Hello. Good morning, goodbye. I can't remember. David Frost was famous for his stuff. Where am I now? I've got movement out there now. Before this night is out, I'm going to be hitting somebody, I'm fairly sure. Oh, Walking with Birds subscribed. Thank you. That rhymed. Honor and Pride subscribed. Yeah, okay. They're randos, Mike. Who are for ma? Who's a rando? Harry to Mike, and you still missed. Harry 2. It's Harry. Yeah, it's Harry. Okay. Harry 2, and I still missed. Yeah. Is there anybody in there? I'm still here. Everyone else, people have been quiet. There's only a couple of us in chat. It says there's 5 people here. Only got 3 thumbs up. I don't know what you're all playing at. Come on, give a guy a chance. I'm a tramp. I live in a field. The fuck. I'm on my last few beers, folks, and I've got no money. Like I've got no cash. These are my last beers. There's a wine. I have got a. Let's give the people that think I'm a wino. Let's give them something to talk about. This is called a brick in Spain. They call this a brick. I would call it cardboardo because it's cardboard and it's red wine, so cardboardo, portmanteau. But they call that a brick. I've got one of those. I've got a bottle of cola, and I've got maybe half a dozen cans of beer left. And when they're gone, they're gone. I got PayPal money. I've got money in the PayPal account, but I haven't got any. Like my card's broken. I can't use my payment card, my debit card. So when it's gone, it's gone. My money is. It's going to be a difficult couple of months till my friend Karen comes back. She'll be going home to England in a few days. And then I've got to wait for her to come back and bring me a new payment card because I've popped the chip out. I broke the card, basically. It's in my back pocket when I was doing all this moving, when I had to empty the tent and bring a new, put the new tent up and bring everything in. Somehow I don't know what I did. I've honestly got no idea how I bent the card, but I bent it and popped the chip out, so you can't tap, you can't you can't pay. I can't pay. So taking the PayPal money from the donations and turning it into actual money, it's going to be a little bit awkward. If I can send the PayPal money to Karen, and if she can withdraw it at the back and give me cash and notes, but to see me through what might be 2 months, how much cash does that need to be? I spend, folks. Well, this sounds terrible to say it because I don't have any actual income. I don't do anything worthwhile. I'm not a productive member of society at the minute. Thanks to my bank. For anyone who's watching who doesn't know the whole backstory, TrampCast 001 is the full story. But the potted version, the short version, is that I've got money in the bank, but my bank won't let me have it. They don't believe that I'm me. And nothing I do or say will convince them until I walk into my branch in England. They won't let me go to a bank here. They won't let me screen share. They won't let me do a, what's the word I'm looking for, folks? There's no tippy tappy. They won't do anything like with Messenger or, there's no, I've lost the use of words. They don't believe that I'm me. And until I walk into my branch in Lancaster, in Morecambe, Lancaster or Morecambe, Morecambe closed, it has to be Lancaster now. The Spanish police won't let me leave the country, so I can't get back there. They won't let me have my money until I do leave the country. It's all just a fuck up. So that's like the potted version. The full version, so you can't get PayPal cash, Mike, asks Farmer. Yes and no. People send me PayPal. Ordinarily, I would then send that to Karen. I would transfer money to my friend Karen with a bit extra because processing fees and things. I have to account for the fact that I don't leave her out of pocket. So if I sent her €50 and she has to take it out in pounds in the UK and then she will put it on my card. On my payment card ordinarily. At the minute, if I sent her €55, let's say, and then she could take that money out here from the bank in cash, she could take, say, €50. I've got to allow for the conversions, the bank fees, the bank charges, whatever you want to call them. There's money going to... So I sent her 55 and she could bring me €50 in cash. So I can, at the minute, while Karen's in the country, I can send her money, and I can send her my PayPal funny money, and she can give it to me in coin of the realm, actual real cash to spend. The card's not an option at the minute because it's broken, except for paying for my my internet. Is my phone is due for renewal in a week. It's pay as you go. So I need to pay for that in a week's time. But because they've saved the card details already, I only have to give them the little security number off the back and that will just go through. So Oh, except there isn't enough money on that account to go through. I, I'm gonna have to mess Karen around and let her, send her some money so she can put a little bit on the card, just so that I can pay for my phone. Otherwise, I'm gonna disappear from the internet. Um, so yeah, it's a little bit awkward at the moment, but more awkward than ordinarily. It's like I said, I'm not a productive member of society. I'm not working for a living. I'm not earning. Maybe if I had a laptop, I could re-engage like with web design or with something internet. I was really good with internet and security and servers and setting shit up. Uh, it seems silly that I'm sat in a tent, not wasting away. That's not what I mean, but just not being productive. But if I did work, I would probably be breaking Spanish tax laws. If I was making an income, uh, sausage roll. Hello, hello. Just saying, if I was working, if I was an active, productive member of society, I would be breaking Spanish tax laws because I'm not tax registered. I'm not properly on the books here. I'm not properly in the fucking country here. Again, folks, it's a long story. TrampCast 001 has the. It's a. I do watch it every now and again. I go back and revisit it. It's a good watch. Um, it's 2.5 hours. It's a bit of a trek if you're not in the mood. But it's all right to put on in the background, like if you're working, if you're like in a shed or a garage or you know what I mean. If you just want to put something on in the background, TrampCast 001. Um, it's not bad. I like it. I like me. I think I tell a good story, but I am a little bit biased. Let's face it. I am a little bit. I'm a little bit partial. I'm not impartial when it comes to judging me. 18 but live alone, still have enough money to survive. That's good enough. If you've got enough to get by, I spend between 10 and 20 euros a week. I think I started on this and then got sidetracked somehow. Tangents, folks. Tangents from tangents from tangents. And hopefully I can tangent right back around and pick up where I left off eventually. Maybe, possibly, eventually. 6 people here in the house, it says. I've only got 3 thumbs up. Some of you are not enjoying the show, if indeed it is a show. Some of you might be my haters. I do have some. Not everyone's a fan, it has to be said. I do get some nasty messages occasionally. That's all right. You can disagree with me, with my lifestyle, with decisions I've made. You can point out that I am probably in the position I'm in because of decisions that I've made. And there would indeed be elements of truth to that. I would say that in general, I'm a net positive for the world. I've told tales about how I have saved the lives of police officers. I step into arguments and split people up. I step in and quiet people down that need quieting down. I believe I'm a net positive for the world, even if my current status and my current state would perhaps point in other directions. If you were suddenly getting beaten up in the street, I'm a guy that you would want to have around because I would move in, I would come towards the trouble, I would step in, I would help. Many times, in many ways. I told the tale about how I lost my last 7 teeth. I got no teeth, not a single tooth right now. I lost my last 7 teeth, and a set of false teeth by stepping in, and again, I think I saved someone's life. Now he got away, he disappeared. I'm told the guys that were beating him up told me he was a bad man, and I assumed some sort of kiddie fiddler or something from the way they were talking. But two guys taking turns to be like punch, punch, smack his head on the floor, and then pass him to the other guy, and the other guy goes punch, punch, and smacks his head on the floor. Just no. Just no. We don't smack people's head on the floor. We don't beat them while they're already unconscious. Just what the fuck are you doing? Just no. No more. It does not happen in front of me. And if that means I have to step in and get beaten up instead, which is what happened, and I lost 7 teeth. But if you're in trouble, I believe that you would be glad of a person like me being around, because I step in, I step up. I said about the guy that the guy in the bar, that the barman that was getting beaten up by 3 or 4 ex-Royal Marines, and I stepped in, and eventually the other guys in the bar stepped up and backed me up. But not for the first fucking 5 or 10 minutes, they didn't. It was me. I stopped them doing what they were doing. I stepped up and said no, and faced them and fronted them up and stared them down. Fucking 4 Royal Marines versus me. There's a pub full of people that should be behind me, but weren't. Not for the first 10 minutes. So going back to my original point before I do go off on one about these things. I'm a tramp. That's not a good thing. I'm an annoyance to some of the people who live nearby. They don't want a tent in a field at the end of their road. They don't want a homeless guy living here. Some of the people in the houses on the main road that called the police a lot when I first arrived, they don't want me here, or didn't want me here. A lot of them have come round. I now get visits from these people when they leave the country. They bring me a bag of food, whatever they've got in the house, whatever's in their cupboard or in their fridge. They're leaving the country that day, and they've got half a tub of this, or some butter, or some margarine, or some aioli. They bring me them, and these are people who used to call the police on me. So I can't be that bad. I can't be that bad a guy. But I understand that people didn't want a tramp. They don't want a homeless guy. They don't want a guy in the field at the bottom of their road. Who would? When I was made homeless, I was told, go, get out. What do you do? Where do you go? What would you do? Where would you go? If someone told you that in 2 weeks' time you've got to leave, you're staying with a friend, let's say, and they say, look, enough's enough. You got to go. You got 2 weeks to sort this out with your bank, and if it's not sorted, fuck off. And you get to the day, and they say, fuck off. Where are you going? What are you doing? What do you take with you? Out of the things that you own, what can you take with you that you can carry? You're only going to take what you can carry. There's you, there's your dog, and there's what you can carry. What do you do? Where do you go? It's an interesting question to ponder. It's a frightening question when it's for real. A thermos, yeah, a flask. I mean, that's a good starting point. I didn't have one, or anything to put in it. I left. So the friend that kicked me out, the end of the friendship, basically, I left with 2 liters of water. She offered me a pot noodle. I had no fucking use for a pot noodle. And I had 2 picnic blankets. I had a hold all with some clothes and a little bit of a fire kit, a few lighters and some barbecue barbecue fire starters, the little white, you light them and they sit and they burn so that your charcoal or whatever gets a better chance to go. I had a few of those. They smell quite petrolly, but I had, yeah. Um, what else did I have? Not much. I had my phone. I had a tablet, I had a Kindle Fire. I had a phone, and a Kindle, the proper Kindle, the book reader, the the original Kindle. Um, that's about it for a couple of. I had 3 power banks, and I had a foldable solar panel, just a little thing that it's enough to charge a phone or a tablet. Um, yeah, go. Stepped foot out of her apartment at 11 o'clock, Sunday, the 14th of August, whatever 2.5 years ago would have been, 2020. I don't even know what year that was. Was that 2022? 2.5 years ago. Probably. August, yeah. Where do you go? What do you do? Where are you going? Where would you go? What would you do? It was the park for me. The park was just around the corner, and I couldn't think of anywhere else. The park was in 3 fields. It's 3 fields. The top field had a bar in the middle of it. Place I used to drink and where I knew everybody. But I ended up living in the next field down. I had 0 cents or pence, or I had no sense and no sense. I had no money. I had 2 liters of water. Yeah, that. What do you do? Where do you go? I sat around in the sun under a tree. I was reading my books on the Kindle. I had power. I had the solar panel thing, the foldable solar for the phone. But beyond that, um, let me just scroll back a bit. I think I've missed a few comments from people. Okay, I saw sausage roll arrive. Um, yeah. Don't have any income. You're the first and nicest tramp I've ever talked to. Thank you. Walking with birds. Is there a proper name there? Are you? I don't even know. Are you male or female? I don't. Not that it matters. Is there a proper name? Sometimes these handles that we use when we're online don't make conversation too easy. Do you have a spotty handkerchief and a stick? No, no, I don't have a carpet bag either. No, thermos was sausage roll suggestion. Firelighters, that's the name I was looking for. Stumbling over words, you see, vocabulary, folks. I just don't. Hungry for noodles. Probably get some tomorrow. I've got a plastic tote box, a big fuck off box, full of pasta. Uh, Once upon a time, I had even more, but the police stole it because bastards. There's a whole story there about police and things. They don't like me, even though I saved their lives. They still beat me up when they can. You know, I've I've talked at length about saving the life of policemen and still getting beaten up by them. I'm not their biggest fan. We need a police force. They Yeah. Hold on. We're going. Is that Pepe? Hold on. Tina. It's okay. Let me go. Muy bien. Tina. Hey. Stop. Ouch. It's okay. It's Pepe. Tina. Oh, water everywhere. What are you doing? Ay. Oh, Tina!
Viva y China no llevan bien. China con viva no.
Okay, mate. I'm gonna go in. There's water everywhere. What's that? Hasta luego, amigo.
Necesito un poco de agua.
Again?
Agua.
You need agua?
Agua
Para arriba?
para arriba.
Hombre, there's multiple.
Sí.
Okay, yeah. Sí. Uno o dos?
Una. Una de un metro sobra.
Okay, amigo.
Esto, ropa limpia.
¿Ya?
Ropa limpia, hoy colada.
Okay.
Ya,
Okay, amigo.
antes ya no, calcetines, todo, no posible. Nada, ropa limpia.
No hay problema.
Hasta mañana.
Hasta mañana, amigo.
Tina,
In. Dentro. Get in, you little fucker. What was all that? Come on. There's spilt water everywhere, you bugger. Oh, Tina. Tina. Ma! Go on, get on the bed. You're okay, darling. We're okay. Just Pepper. We were just in the middle of a TrampCast with people. You still there, folks? Hold on. Fuck. Let me... Oh, shit. Oh, flies everywhere again, though, because we went out and torches and lights. Ay. Oh, fuck. Hold on. Where am I? I'm going to scoot. I'm back. Yeah, I am back. Everything's okay, folks. Nobody. There was... Someone came down through the field and I was obviously ready to defend my home if I needed to. But it's the guy that lives the other side of the field. He needed water. Necesita agua, he said. Necesito agua. He needed water. And I give him a bottle. I'm a little bit sick of giving him... I don't have much. He works. He's earning every day. And he's homeless by choice. He chooses a lifestyle that doesn't need, he doesn't need to pay rent. But he's earning. He could afford rent if he wanted to. But he chooses to be homeless. I'm not choosing. This isn't a life I've selected. I got evicted illegally after my bank basically stole my money. My bank say that I'm not me. I can't have my money. They're protecting me. They're protecting my money and me by not giving me my money because I might not be me. Basically. So thank you, Santander. Until I walk into the Lancaster branch of Santander with my passport, they will not accept that I'm me. It's a fucking Spanish. I'm in Spain. But Santander UK are not the same company as Santander in Spain. They won't accept that I'm me. And that's how this all spiraled out of control. That's how this all happened. I have a few £1,000s in the bank. Not an incredible amount of money. Not enough to live on. You know what I mean? I'm not going to run off to Mauritius or something with it. I got enough money that if I could get back to the UK, I could pay a deposit on a flat apartment, if you prefer, and 3, 4, 5 months rent, maybe. You know, enough to get settled and get set up again, get started again in life. That's what's in the bank. But when your money's in the bank and your bank tell you that you're not you, so here I am living in a field, listening out for every noise that happens in case I need to go out and hit somebody, or someone's like when the kids were throwing stones at the tent, like when the guy was throwing rocks at me. That's only 3 weeks ago. The guy's throwing rocks at me, and I'm walking at him like fucking Terminator. Like ignore the fact that there's rocks flying at you because they're missing. He's going to keep missing. Let's just assume he's going to keep missing, and I'm just going to walk at him until he fucking runs off. And if he hasn't run off by the time I get close enough, I'm going to clobber him. I'm getting all. I've got to close this door because flies and shit. Let's close that. Settle back into the bedroom. Hey, babe. There was a lot of water went flying. Tina's feeding bowl and a water bowl by the door, and because she's unstable, and because I was going out in case I needed to hit, I wasn't paying too much attention to her. The water bowl got knocked, and water just went fucking everywhere. Possibly my fault for not watching her enough, but I'm not really quite sure. The water went in tremendous. I'm not quite sure it was all just water out of the water bowl. There could have been other things going on. I'm not sure. But let me catch up with chat. I'm back. Bonus round. Do you have a pension you can take? No, I got no. No. Walking with birds is male. Okay, that was a question I was asking. Fiona's in the house. Yeah, Tina has good hearing. Yeah. So do I. I mean, I'm listening out for noises. And we had something brush against the tent before, and at the same time, there was people nearby, but not that near. So I was a little bit concerned. I was a little bit on edge already, and then I heard this come down through the field. It's not exactly a random fella come through the field. He lives at the other side of the field and comes through. There's no real reason for him to walk through, but I think he walks through mainly to ask me for stuff. He comes and eats at my table. He comes and cooks using my gas sometimes. He's often asking for water. But like I said, what irks me, what annoys me is the fact that he earns money. He's yeah. I'm living on charity. See, I got an ex-friend. I got a guy I used to live with, share an apartment. When I say live with, that sounds like I'm gay or something. I mean, like a flatmate. He gets 800 a month, 800 euros a month benefits, and still turns up here wanting me to help him sometimes. And it's the weirdest fucking shit ever, isn't it? I'm living on 10 euros a week, sometimes 20. And I've got people that have got 800 euros a month coming wanting me to help, or a guy who works and has money every day but wants to borrow my water. Borrow. I never get anything back. He gave me a can of beer once or twice while we sat in the sun. Usually he'll give me one can and then he'll take 3 or 4 off me after, I'm bitching. I don't know why I'm bitching. I'm not. I'm bordering on being angry, and I don't know why. I think it's a conglomeration of things. It's an aggregation of things. It's partly the YouTube messing me around earlier with the thumbnail. It's partly I got people outside again. This time they're on the road, I think. It's okay, babe. It's okay. Tina, it's okay. Shh. Let me listen. Let me listen. Shh. Yeah, they're definitely they're on the track. They're on the road. 1 in the morning. But yeah, I don't know. I'm. You tell me. Why am I angry? Why am I so? I don't know. I don't know. Sounds like we knocked the Tina definitely knocked her bowl over, and then it went everywhere, and then she kicked it up in the air, and Viva España. Yeah, his dog is called Viva. I did a video. I've done a couple of videos with Viva. She's a lovely dog. She's got a malformed paw. She can't walk very well either. Not she's not as badly off as Tina is currently. But yeah, Viva's a lovely dog. What was the video I was watching the other day? I pushed it out there. I promoted it again. I republished or I promoted. Oh, I did a video of it was when I got the cool box and I was testing it and I put the thermometer in. Well, I've got this clock that's also a thermometer. I put it in the box, but that day I did a few clips through the day, and I was looking after Viva that day, just before we got arrested a year ago. I got arrested. We didn't get arrested. It was just me. They kicked my dog. They injured her, but it was me that got arrested. I don't even know what I got arrested for. Not having paperwork, not having an ID. If the Spanish police ask you for ID, you have to provide. And if you don't have ID, they just arrest you just for the shit of it. The fact that I'd been through a flood and that everything I owned was ruined didn't come into the equation. Papers, please, said the man from the. That was when the okay, yeah. Okay, that was the video. This is possibly why I'm fucking angry again. It was the video where the mayor pressured a lady that I chat with on Twitter. He pressured her into telling him where I am, like the area. So she gave him kind of directions. And that was a Saturday night. And Sunday morning, I had the guy from the welfare department here to help. Papers, please, he said. First thing out of his fucking mouth. Papers, please. ID. Give me your documents. And I'm like, fuck off. You do the fuck. Who you're talking to, pal. You don't get to just papers, please me. Get the fuck. If you don't, I'll have the police here tomorrow. So he did. He brought the police the next day. Monday morning, 8:30. He says, last chance, papers, please. And I was on your fucking bike. And he put his hand up, clicked his fingers, which irrelevant. It was the hand in the air, signal to them. And 6 cops come running through the field and arrest me. Oh, well, 6 cops come running through the field. My dog's taken off, and Viva was here as well. So I'm saying to them, I'm not running. Can I go get the dogs? Dogs? Perros. What's perros? And the first 6 cops were like, yeah, go get the dogs. It was obvious I wasn't running. I wasn't going anywhere. I wasn't resisting. It's the second 6 cops that came running. The next 6. You wouldn't 12 cops to arrest me. Yeah, and Tina was running around. We got. I said that Viva's got a bad paw, so I got Viva, and then the cops started kicking Tina. And then they didn't. They dragged me off in handcuffs, and I'm like threatening to rip their head off because they're kicking my dog. Um, they dragged me off, beat me up in the back of the car, and who knows what happens after that? And and they end up just leaving Tina. They don't. They got the dog warden when they took the other dog, but they didn't take Tina. They left Tina just loose in this field on a hot day and with no water. They just left her. It's only when friends came around 6, 7, 8 hours later and picked Tina up. Um, but yeah, the mayor. We're gonna have words one day. We're gonna have words one day. Uh, he made an enemy that day. Ah, that wine sat there too long. Okay, scrolling forwards away from keyboard. That's all right. Very strange. What is? Reminds me of a guy at uni would spend £80 in '92 on a T-shirt and then ask people for food. Oh, the guy outside that's working, but the oh, my friend with the €800 a month who still wants me to help him out every now and again. What I find. Walk, not drive. Walk through nature. That's my new friend, walking with birds. Did I ask? Is there a real name? Did I get? Did I get? Maybe I've skipped. I did this the other day. There was a bloke. He was called Dominic, and it's only when I walked back the next day that I saw that he'd answered me and told me his real name, and I'd carried on using his handle when I was talking because I'd missed the message. A male bird, walking with birds. Moonhawk. You had what you stood up in, a dog and a guitar, lived in a shop doorway for 2 weeks, a traveller gave you a caravan. 10 years all in all. That's quite a story. Yeah, my mate Joby, the guy an English guy that used to live in the field. Um, yeah, he arrived and he had this guitar that breaks into two pieces, and he puts it together. He has to retune it every time, but it doesn't take him long. And he came over with half an idea of busking, but he'd never played in front of people before. So I was the first person that he played in front. Well, I say played in front of. He played behind me because he was too nervous to have me look at him while he was doing it. Um, but he's off now on his travels. He was the last I heard. He was right down near Gibraltar. He was down and on the south coast somewhere, Costa del Sol and Marbella and beyond. I'm not great on Spanish geography to be honest, but yeah, Joby. I'm in touch with Joby still on. I think it's WhatsApp. Is it WhatsApp or Messenger? I do both, but yeah. Going to the Jurassic Museum in the Eichstadt in Middle Bavaria, around where you are, on the 13th of May. Okay, Jurassic Museum. We have a Jurassic Coast, don't we? Somewhere down Lyme Regis. Is it Devon? Devon rather than Cornwall. No, it might. It's not. It's not either, is it? It's not Devon. It's not Cornwall. It's one of the other counties next door. Unless I'm totally wrong. I am gonna. No, I missed. I think I missed. I think it got through my fingers. Tiny little fly just kind of hovering. You know the ones that just stood in midair. That's not right. That's not what you do. You don't stand in midair, do you? I don't know, folks. Yeah, the guy at uni that would spend 80 and then Dorset. Sorry, yeah, you see. You see, I had different colour. I knew it wasn't that. But yeah, thank you. Um, what have I missed? Oh, sorry, fingers in front of keyboard. Scrolling. Keep those doggies rolling. Rawhide. Clint Eastwood, yeah. Was in it. Not singing it, but it was somebody famous though. The singist, wasn't it? Or the music. Like a proper real composer, someone who does classical music, did the Rawhide theme tune. I think that's right. Somebody tell me. Please, these people in front of you. What? Mike, please keep these people in front of you. I don't know where we're going. That sounds like a Beatles lyric. Please. I gotta open my beer because if I don't, what am I gonna drink? Sorry, horrible noise. I think when that opens. But 11 people here, but only 6 you've clicked the fucking button. What's wrong with you? Come on, do us a favor. Or maybe it's just we did this the other day, didn't we? The YouTube app wasn't sure. I was showing 6 and someone else said, no, you've got 16. And it was all over the fucking. Do us a favor. How many of you, how many thumbs up do you see, guys? How many thumbs up? How many do you see on screen? I got 6. Okay, it's going up. 6, 7, 8. I'm seeing 8. With 11 or 12 people here. Sausage Roll only sees 4 thumbs up. Really? The YouTube app is fucking atrocious. It's a bit of Ajax code. He said he was behind you, Mike. I'm lost. Sorry. Oops. I'm about to pick some stuff up here. Look at that. I got just random. This was in my bed. Told you the story about how I lost a jacket potato for an hour in bed. I also lost. I lost the clock for a week. Was it a week or a month? It wasn't a clock. It was a lamp. It was this lamp. You see this lamp? I showed it earlier. I took the batteries out to put in the fairy lights here. I took these 3 batteries out to charge one day. You see, they're the ones that plug directly onto a USB cable, so you don't need a charger. They are their own charger. I took the batteries out and charged them, and after I charged them, I couldn't find the fucking light, and it was 1 month later, I think, when I found it. 1 month lost in bed. It was here. It was like by the fucking bed. I just TARDIS. Just lose things. 11 likes. Okay, I'm seeing 10. You got 11. Someone else is 3. What? Frankie Lane sang Rawhide, you think? Don't know who wrote it. Was it Frankie Lane? I had somebody more kind of operatic in mind, or as the writer. Somebody famous for writing like proper real music. I could just be misremembering. Dimitri something or other composed it. That's not a name that springs to mind. I don't know many Dimitris. What do I know? I only know one Russian person, do I? And he's called. What is he called? He was here and helped me one time. Well, he's been here a few times, but he helped me when the last tent split 7 or 8 months ago. When the roof split and blew away, he helped me put the tarp over the top. Dina or Dima. Dina's currency, isn't it? That's Tunisian money, Dina. So he must be Dima. Is that a Russian name, Dima? Somebody tell me if I've got this wrong. I don't want to offend the bloke and get his name wrong. Never get people's names wrong if you can avoid it. Ned Washington wrote the lyrics and Dimitri Tomkin wrote the music. Really? That's absolutely not what I had in mind. I wonder if I've got totally the wrong program. I could just be chatting shit. Frankie Lane, did you say, for the singist? None of that is what I thought it was. Oh well, interesting. One of those ones. Sometimes you just get shit wrong. You don't meet many Dimitri Tiomkin. That's. Are you going to stream tomorrow or Tuesday? I've got the notes written up to do a proper. So not one of these random, not one of these hangouts. It would be a proper TrampCast because I am 2 or 3 weeks behind. I want to get caught up. I was going to say catched. That's not the right word. I was going to get caught up. So I may do a stream tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock my time, 5 o'clock Central European, maybe. But it will be more structured than this. It will be a proper TrampCast, not a hangout. So yeah, could be that I'll be doing one, but it won't be this time of day or this time of night, or probably won't be. But when I say tomorrow, I'm meaning Monday. Yeah. Just because it's 1 o'clock in the morning doesn't mean that tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow is still Monday. Tomorrow is when I get out of bed. Yeah. We'll wing it. I don't know fully. Who knows? Birds of a feather flock together. Indeed they do. Okay. Topics, folks. Has anybody got any other topics that we should talk about? I haven't researched anything. I've got no science or tech news. I've got nothing other than the spacecraft, the Venus rocket that didn't work, coming back to Earth 50 years later. Other than that, I got nothing. Tomorrow is Monday. It is, even though today is. Not everyone's past midnight. This is true. This is true. I am, but I would still, if I was talking, well, if I was talking to you, I am talking to you. If I was talking about Monday now, I would still say tomorrow, because it's after I get out of bed. It's not. We're not there, and I know we're technically there, but we're not really there until I get up. Tina girl, Tina, where are you? Watch this, folks. I said about this. Was it yesterday? I said, or was it earlier today? Oh, the first click doesn't work. And there's my feet again. But there's. Look at her. My feet. Where am I supposed to put my feet? How am I meant to sleep here when she lays across the bed where my feet are meant to go? Yeah, all you foot perverts. There you go. It's there. Look. Now look how brown they are down to a point, and then white. Look, they are my flabby whites. And look how many cuts and bruises and bangs and bumps. Because I live in a field and I'm constantly scratching and bumping and getting caught on trees and bushes and branches and, you know. You know the old question, does the Pope shit in the woods? No, he doesn't, but I fucking do. And that means crawling through trees to get to a nice quiet spot where I can shit, where nobody can watch me while I'm doing it. It's not easy, folks. It's not, especially God. What to say, how much to say, when not to say, when should you shut up? Probably 10 minutes ago. But you get the sudden you get the cramps in the stomach and you gotta go. You're trying to wait until it's dark, but no, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go now. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go? How are you gonna do that? No toilet paper. I haven't used toilet paper in 2.5 years. I haven't sat on porcelain in 2.5 years. How do you manage the who, how, what, when, where, whys of it brings back all those memories of COVID and everyone going out and grabbing bog roll, toilet roll. But I haven't gone in. I haven't been to a shop, a bar, a cafe. I haven't gone in any toilet in. Oh, I did once. I had I pointed Percy at the porcelain in one once, but I haven't sat down. I haven't sat down on a toilet, dig a hole. Everyone says dig a hole. I live on a cliff top. I live on solid rock nearly. There is no dig a fucking hole. There's enough soil. There's maybe this much. Half the time. Half the time there's not even this much. You can't get a tent peg in the ground. The trees get blown over because their roots don't actually go down anywhere. There is no dig a hole. I'm on rock. I'm on a cliff top to all intents and purposes. Tina just sat up stark. What was it down? Is there somebody there or is it a fly? I think it's an insect. If it was people, she'd have been up and barking by now, like she was before with the other guy. Are you going to be homeless? You got to have a dog. You got even if you can't walk, the people that are walking past and that have been a nuisance, they don't know that. So when they come staggering past at 2 or 3 in the morning, they need a dog to bark at them. Hang a cheek over the side of the cliff top. It's not quite that, but it's. Let's just say that Tina's poo bags aren't just for Tina. Say no more. I'm saying no more than that. But yeah, the Bolsa Hygienico, the poo bags are not just for Tina. A squat and drop and a wet cloth to wipe up afterwards, and then rinse the cloth out. This is not the conversation you thought you were going to have tonight, folks. This is not the conversation you thought you were going to have. But it's true. I haven't sat on porcelain. And I haven't used loo roll. I got you, you fucker. You're mine. I'm still winning, Tina. It's like 9-2 or 9-3. You got 2 or 3 maybe. I've got 8 or 9 so far. I'm the boss man. I am the alpha. I am the alpha. I am the omega. I'm also the delta. Ugh. Biblical references, NATO alphabet references. We got the whole lot here, folks. You really, if you haven't already, you should be hitting that thumbs up because, it just strokes my ego to see those numbers go up. It says 11. Look at that. Look, someone did it just as I said. I see 11 here now. I don't know. You guys are all seeing different numbers. Oh, I got to scroll. Dig a hole. Okay, dig a hole. Where? Shit on a cliff. Station I listened to when he was a little child. Had to poop over a log. Oh, yeah, you sit over the log. Yeah, okay. And it sitting on a log and pooping over the log while family keep watch. Okay. It was me, said Karen. Karen enters the. I was going to say enters the house. Karen arrives. Hello, hello. One of my two mods. I've not seen. There's no. I haven't seen Jack Attack today. Have I? I don't think I've seen. I don't think I've seen Jack Attack. And Chippy was in the house earlier, and he's not. He's not been back. Not been. Not been back tonight. Karen gave you a comment, Mike. A comment. I haven't seen comments, but that's 12. You're seeing 12 likes. I'm on 11. Okay. The YouTube app. I don't know how. I don't know how they managed to fuck it up so much. If you watch my 5-minute video, let me just. I'm just gonna scroll. Hold on. Whoa! I had another one just fly right in front of my eyes. No, I got nothing. I got no alerts. Something about Russia and Finland, which that's like the. Isn't that the only? That's the only touch point for that's the only touch point for World War III that we haven't actually got going off at the minute. Russia, if Russia and Finland kicked off, Finland are now NATO, aren't they? So we'd all have to step in. That would be war. That would be no fucking messing about. That would be boots on the ground war. There's something going on with satellite images and Russia and Finland. That's a bad sign. That's not good. That could, like I said, folks, that would be one of the red balloons going up. That would be. Is that Nina? 99 red balloons. 1984. 99 red balloons go by. Da 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 da. Summer sky. Da 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 da. Whoa. Jack Attack, was he there for the first one? Was he there earlier? I don't know. I don't remember. I remember Chippy being there. I don't remember. Oh, maybe it's just me. Well, where have I got? How sleeps like in the tent. It's great for sleeping in, if that's what you're asking. He fell back. Whoa! He fell back into the. Okay. That's the poop over a log, sat on the log and went. Oh, he fell back. Okay, he fell back into the poop. Sorry, I missed a line when I was reading it. He has older brother watching me fall backwards into your own poo. Tina will fall into her own poo if I'm not holding her up. It used to be, yeah. Before I got the belt, the elasticated belt around her back end, and now I hold her up and stabilize her and make sure she's solid. She did have a couple of mishaps. I'd have to see. This is where I think it was Karen first got me some of these wet wipe things. I don't use them. Like I said, I don't use loo roll anymore, and I don't use wet wipes for the things that I missed. I don't use them for the obvious things that other people use them for. But I did have to clean. It is a German song. Yeah, Nina, where she was German. Yeah, early 80s. I would go 83, 84, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, I missed. You're right. How am I missing? I've got something. There's something in my hand there. I think I got you. On like the 8th attempt? I'm normally better than that. Normally, on average, folks, it takes me 3 grabs. No, look at the size of you. Let's see whether we can do this. No. Fucking hell, YouTube, you piece of shit. Can you see the size of... That's a mosquito. But look at the fucking size of it. They're supposed to be small. What the fuck? Turn the camera back to the star of the show. And I'm not even gonna mess about with that, folks. I got the nuclear option. I'm going nuclear on it. Whoa, there you go. I got to be careful because I'm spraying over the top of my own drinks. Fuck you, I'm not messing with shit like that. You're not supposed to be a fucking 6 foot tall mosquito. What the fuck are you doing? What? Hyperbole, folks. It's called hyperbole. A slight exaggeration. I know it wasn't 6 foot tall. But did you see the size of it? You're not supposed to be a mosquito and be as big as a horsefly. What are you doing? $99 Luftballons. Luft has other 99 bottles of beer on the wall. That's a very different that's a very different connotation. That's a different direction altogether. But I like it. 99 bottles of beer on the wall. Imagine the size of its ball. That was a B-52, Mozzie. It was. B-52. Why does that remind me? That's that takes me to Love Shack. That was the B-52s, yeah? Was it? I think it was. What's he called? The crazy guy with the glasses, Michael something or other. Have I gone? I haven't gone too far off track here, have I? I can't remember his name. It was, yeah, okay. Love Shack, baby. Love Shack, baby, Love Shack. We had, well, what was the? Oh God, there was a radio station that broadcast to the whole of the UK. But it was like a pirate radio station. I think they were they broadcasting from Ireland and just ignoring UK rules? Atlantic 252? Is that a thing? Does that still exist even? I don't even know where I'm getting the name. Atlantic 252, I want to say. And it was the same time as Love Shack, but also, what was a Canadian woman called that was singing? What's that noise? I said earlier about how we'd get a moth the other side of this fabric, and it would, and I think that's what's just happening here. Do I want to say Alanis Morissette? Why do I want to say Alanis Morissette? That's where I was going with the Canadian. Have I got the right? And there was the... God. What was the whole song about? It's like rain on your wedding day. It's like Ray. I'm probably not even... That could even be... Is there a Sheryl Crow? Is that a different thing? That's probably a different thing. The whole controversy was about how the song was supposed to be about, like when a weatherman gets caught in the rain, or and everything that she actually sang about in the song wasn't what she was. It wasn't what he was meant to be singing about. Like only having a spoon, only having a fork when you need a spoon. Isn't it ironic? and it was nothing she mentions in the song was fucking ironic. I've gone off on one, folks. I've gone off on one again. I've gone on who I don't even know what song that was, where it was, when it was. But yeah, isn't it ironic? It's like rain on your wedding day, and it's like that's not irony. Rain on your wedding day if you're the weatherman and you've picked the fucking day because there shouldn't be any rain because you're the weatherman. That would be irony. Getting caught in a traffic jam if you're the town planner that designed the roads. That might be ironic. But only having spoons when you need a fork, that's just fucking bad planning. That's not irony. That's what's the biggest insect you've seen in your tent? It might have been the cucaracha the one time. I think we've had one cockroach. Not in the tent, but in the camp. It was before the tent. We had a cockroach. We've had rats inside the tent. No, not in the tent. The rats were inside. So way back, folks, way back. 6 broom handles hammered into the ground and a plastic sheet put over the top. That's, if you watch my first video, if you go to my channel, if under this video, it's Delta Mike down and out in Torrevieja. Click that. There's a list. It's a horizontal list, if you like. Click the word videos and sort them for oldest. And watch my first videos, the first week's worth of videos. I lit 6 broom handles. It took me like about a month to collect these 6 broom handles. And then I had to get a tarpaulin from somewhere, buy a bin. And then I built a bed first off the ground because I knew the field flooded. So I built a bed off the ground, and then we got bad weather, so I built a shelter around the bed. So back then, anything could come under at any point, anywhere, and it did. Cats, rats, mice, fucking anything could get in, and did. So insects weren't even the biggest of my problems. Rats were the biggie. Mice were a nuisance back then, but not the nuisance that they became later. But insect-wise, we had a cockroach once, maybe twice. I think I brought it in, the first one. I think I picked up some food in the street. Food in the street, that sounds bad. Someone had left food by a bin, and like whole baguettes and baguette and some butter. Was it butter or margarine? But and then there was a pack of ham in there. So someone had put out like basically a food parcel, and I obviously picked it up, brought it back. Oh, you're live. Who knew? I'm live, folks. I lost connection. But someone had put out a food parcel, a baguette. It was either butter or margarine and some boiled ham in a pack. And I picked it up, but I think I brought I think a cockroach had beaten me to it and was already in amongst the bread. I'm back, yeah, indeed. How long was I gone? Have I figured out a spot to receive Amazon packages? I have not. No. There are these lockers and things nowadays. There's a set of lockers just here by the garage, by the petrol station. Let me use some words that everyone understands. Gas station. Fuck. You're the only fucking nation that calls a liquid gas. I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous. No, there is a set of, so the Repsol garage just at the top here has these lockers and things that you can do, but I don't think they work with Amazon. 1/1000th of a second. That's how long I was missing. That's okay. As little as that. good. But no, they've got these lockers here, but I don't think Amazon only works with certain, or Amazon's deliveries only work with certain of these different locker hubs. And I think that the nearest one for Amazon is near the Lidl, 1 kilometre that way, which is no good for me because dog. A nesting pair of herons in the yard. Wow. Birds are dinosaurs. There is no doubt about that. There is. They're not descended from dinosaurs. They are dinosaurs. When I was a kid, we used to wonder, how did all the dinosaurs die? And they didn't. We wondered how it could be so complete. How could they have all died? They didn't. And if you've ever seen like embryos of, I had an encyclopedia as a kid, and it showed an embryo of a dinosaur, like in an egg, and then it showed a chicken embryo, and then it showed a human embryo. They're all the same fucking thing. There's so little difference in the embryos of all the animals. Whoa, that was me. Hold on. Is that something important? Oh, rain. Okay. Apparently, folks, the rain is expected to stop soon. What rain? The rain's going to stop soon. Did you know as well? I think if you've watched me before, you'll know this. But if you're new here, this will be a new factoid for you. 2/3 of all dinosaurs never existed. An amazing fact. 2/3 of all dinosaur species that have been identified never existed. Told you the one about the dwarf Tyrannosaurus. They literally called it dwarf Tyrannosaurus. I think it's dwarf Tyrannosaurus. Could be some other word for small, but micro Tyrannosaurus. But there's this species of dinosaur called I think it was dwarf Tyrannosaurus. Never fucking existed. I mean, the skeletons there, the animal, the fossil, it's a real thing, but it wasn't its own species. They always used to wonder, where were all the young? Where were the baby dinosaurs? Every dinosaur was always identified and treated like it was an adult. And it turns out, I thought this was fascinating. It turns out, if you class everything you find as an adult, then you're not going to find any children, right? You find something that's a smaller version of a Tyrannosaurus and you call it a dwarf Tyrannosaurus. You're not going to have any baby or child or infant or teenage. What's the word I'm looking for? Not teenage. Find me a better word. But you're not going to have any immature Tyrannosauruses if everything you find you class as an adult. And it turns out that 2/3 of all dinosaur species were actually the young of a different species, misidentified. Not just misidentified. Dinosaur bones are like, if you know about bird bones are like hollow. There's not a lot to them. They're strong for what they are, but they're thin and hollow and not fibrous. That's the wrong word. Hollow is the best word. And it was the same with dinosaur bones. And what would happen was the immature dinosaur would have like a hump or there'd be something different. There'd be some big bony element around the neck or something like to stop the young getting killed by some other animal. And so they'd be different from the adult. And then when they hit like their teenage years, the bone would be reabsorbed and like the calcium or whatever, it would go and it would disappear because you don't need the bony protrusions and things around your neck anymore. You don't need that protection. But these things would be classified as distinct species because it's like a Tyrannosaurus, but it's smaller and it's got bones around its neck or whatever. And yeah, 2/3 of all dinosaur species never existed. We had the same. Was it the Brontosaurus that they decided didn't exist? Brontosaurus or Diplodocus? One of the two, because someone else had already found the animal and named it a different name. They said no, that you can't have that. That doesn't exist, and it was a big argument because I'm gonna go with Brontosaurus, but it was a big thing. Nano sounds right. Nano could be. Billy Connolly and the dwarf. What? How did that? Oh, what's the punchline? Give me the punchline. I do know the Billy Connolly dwarf. I've heard it, and it ends with someone just telling someone to not to fuck off, but along those lines. It's like Hop It, Little Red Riding Hood, and not little Snow White. Something. I'm fairly sure it ends with like a Snow White gag, a Snow White line. The Aussie birds that have an axe on their head. Apatosaurus was the one I'm thinking of instead of Diplodocus or Brontosaurus. It was Apatosaurus. Someone else had already named it first, and the second time it was discovered, it was misidentified or not identified as the same animal. And so the thing that we all grew up, we all know that there was a Diplodocus or Diplodocus. Pronunciations vary. And then there was Diplodocus and there was Brontosaurus. And then somebody said, no, we'd already found that and it's called an Apatosaurus, and fuck you, Brontosaurus never existed. And that's that's half your childhood gone. It's one of there's 3 or 4 dinosaurs that everybody can name. Tyrannosaurus, Stegosaurus maybe, Triceratops, and like Brontosaurus and Diplodocus. Those are your main ones. And when somebody tells you no, that thing never fucking existed, oh, you can't tell me that my childhood's wrong and that one of my favorite dinosaurs didn't exist. Fuck you, you can't do that. So there's been this whole big argument about Apatosaurus versus, I think, Brontosaurus, but I could be wrong on which one of the two. Either Brontosaurus or Diplodocus, they're saying didn't exist because Apatosaurus was already named. Meh. How did we get here? Where did we get with dinosaurs and not existing? And yeah, child. It was a major question for like 200 years. Where are all the child dinosaurs? The immature dinosaur was so different from its parent that they were all classified as different species. Yeah, I find that fascinating. You're looking at me and thinking, shut the fuck up, you dickhead. But Fred Flintstone and Dino, when kicking each other out of the apartment, out of the house. Oh, slid down when when it ended, and at work, yeah, because it was a mine, wasn't it? A rock, bedrock. Wasn't there? Who was the rapper that kept a brilliant line? Call me Fred Flintstone because I will make your bed rock. Iguanodon. Wasn't it named after Doncaster? Was it? Obviously iguana because lizard, like an iguana. But wasn't the Don based on Doncaster? Was the first iguanodon found in somebody South Yorkshire? I'm fairly. I might have pulled that out, but if I'm wrong, it's not me that made it up. Somebody else. I've read that somewhere. The iguanodon was named after the River Don, which flows through Doncaster. I think. Maybe. I don't know, folks. I don't know where I'm getting that from or why I'm getting that, but the mention of iguanodon makes me think of Doncaster. So walking with birds. Hold on. In the museum, I'll buy myself figures of iguanodon and Polycanthus. Is that the you mentioned? No, that was a different Cassowary, the Aussie bird. Don't know that one. Thomas is angry about something. Oh, they demoted Pluto. Yeah, they did. It's now a dwarf planet. Okay, that's you took a tangent from dwarf planet rather than full planet. Nanotyrannosaurus. I'm working backwards, folks. Adolescent. Thank you, sausage roll. That was the word I was looking for, rather than saying teenager when I was the immature, the not fully mature dinosaur was adolescent was the word. I couldn't. The words, vocabulary, doesn't matter how many clues I try and give myself. Sometimes I just don't get there. Did you have thunder last night? Karen was asking. We had thunder today as well, didn't we? Yeah, we've had thunder. Yeah. Shoebill birds look like dodos. No, I don't think it was a donation, farmer. I think it was just some other alert on my phone. Not a donation, I don't think. No, the last donation was during the TrampCast proper earlier. TrampCast proper. I think I'm back. Yeah, nesting pair of herons. I'm back where I've been. I don't know what was the Benson, Thomas? Is that a name of a bird? Okay, no, there are still posts back here that I haven't seen. You have a fern in your room because fresh air and nice look and prehistoric. Your ferns are ancient, yeah, because that's the big battle in nature historically was between grasses and trees. And trees came first, and then the grasses won, more or less. And the difference between a grass and a tree, apart from size, grass grows from the bottom. So when you cut grass and it pushes up, you've got the cut line there. Trees grow out of the top. So when you carve your name, when you carve initials or a love heart, whatever in the tree, that stays at that height forever, and the tree grows up and out from the top. So that was the big difference between trees and grasses, other than actual just size and scale. But trees came first. And hence the Carboniferous period, where all the fossilized wood becomes coal. Became coal. I'm coming forwards. I'm scrolling forwards. Thomas was angry about something. Oh, they demoted Pluto. That was, yeah, they did. Neil deGrasse Tyson is implicated seriously, although he claims it wasn't him. He says it wasn't his fault. Quarry, that's the word. Yeah, digging out rocks. Yeah, Fred Flintstone worked at a quarry. Mine, yeah, just words. Iguana Don. Oh, the Don is from Tooth. It's not from Don as in Doncaster. I read that somewhere. I didn't make that up myself. So an iguana tooth is basically what it meant. Okay. You live and you learn. Polycanthus and ankylosaur ancestor with shoulder spikes. No tail club. Was that the Stegosaurus or Styracosaurus that had the club tail with bones and spikes? I'm going to go Styracosaurus. Was that like a Triceratops but with more of a neck collar? More of a... I don't know. And then there was something called like a Demetrisaurus. Demetrisaur had like a sail down its back. It had a bony... I'm pulling names of dinosaurs out of nowhere now. Thunder from the sky. Okay. Thunder from down under. You better run. You better take cover. Men at work, yeah. Ankylosaur had a tail club. Yeah, I thought one of those did. Trees were before bacteria was invented. Is that right? Before bacteria. I don't know, because wasn't okay, now I'm going to go right off on one with you. Stromatolites. Rocks made by bacteria or by a colony of so you got shallow pools of water. Pools is not the right word, but shallow sea. Warm, and stromatolite creates it's like a colony of bacteria that creates the rock. Might not be bacteria, might be some other form of archaea, like a really old, before bacteria and viruses, there was a group of tiny things called archaea, just meaning old. So old, we haven't really got a name for them other than old. But I'm going to go stromatolite. I'm just going to throw that one out there and see what you guys make of it. You guys have got the internet to look stuff up. I've just got me and you. Trees were before bacteria. So ossification and petrification are closely related. Reminds me of Mother Shipton. Where's Mother Shipton at? She's not too far from Lancaster, but across the Pennines and Mother Shipton. What's it? I can't remember the name of the village or the town. But there's water that runs off rocks, and if you put like a teddy bear, you hang a teddy bear there, give it a couple of weeks, it turns to stone. Petrification, because petrol, stone. Ossification would be bone, wouldn't it? And also fossilization, similar derivation, probably. Not sure. You'd need Rob Words, and I'm not Rob Words, but no tail club and an ankylosaur. Was the stegosaur the one with the rough? The stegosaur. Oh, you see, stegosaur and stegosaur had the stegosaur had lots of these bony plates up through its back. That I think had a tail club with the spikes. That one, the collar. I don't remember the neck covering. I don't remember what that one. You know, so much of what we learned about dinosaurs when we were kids, so much of it was wrong. You've got to go back. It's fascinating if ever you see like a kid's book nowadays telling you that everything you ever knew never existed or was just fucking wrong. Things that we would never have known, we would never have dreamt at. The one-eyed dinosaur, do you think he saw us? Pterodactyl. There's a guy called Shane Davis. He's a comic book creator. He did a comic book about Imagine like a dinosaur. What was that? What was that film where it was robots, but mind controlled? You were in the robots. It was in the was it the Atlantic or the Pacific Rim? It was literally called Pacific Rim. I'm trying to remember the name of it, and there it was. Um, but imagine that, but you're controlling like a dinosaur. He did a book like that, and then his wife got pregnant. He's called his kid Terry with a P. She is her middle name is Pterodactyl, and everyone at the hospital they were basically they were already called like Child Protective Services. They were wanting to really. He was getting grief about the naming of his kid and how no one could spell it, and yeah, he was getting actual grief. Her middle name is Terry, but with a P. Well, Terry for short, but it is literally pterodactyl. Her name, Shane Davis. I don't know. Do you think he saw us? Yeah. Okay. Nodosaurs. Only found in Wyoming. Is this the tar pits? There's a place. There's a place somewhere that Ripon, which Ripon. Okay, yeah, this is the Mother Shipton thing. Where was I? I was in the middle of something else. Oh, the tar pits. There's a place in America where they find loads and loads and loads of dinosaurs because they all got stuck in the tar and got bogged down and die in situ, and then we find them 75 million years later or however long we're. Oh, good God. Thagomisers, tail spikes. Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's a spiky club. Not a bone, not a single bone, but oh, I'm burping. Styracosaurus was a ceratopsian, like the Triceratops, but with a spiky head crest. Yeah, okay, the bony collar. Styracosaurus. It's a brilliant name. The only reason I ever paid note was that name. I mean, it's just got to be my favorite favorite name for a dinosaur. Do you know that when you watch films like, is it King Kong shows a Tyrannosaurus fighting a Triceratops, and aren't they like 100 million years apart? That they could never have met. They were never on the planet at the same time. I think that's right. There's something like that, but we like to imagine these things as like existing at the same time and fighting, and I don't think they did. Um, the Sword Throne. I've never seen a single episode of Game of Thrones. I know nothing about it other than breasts and dragons. Um, Stegosaurus had plates down its back and into its tail. Okay. Harry Johnson is banned as well. Give me a clue. Harry Johnson is banned as well. I did a website for someone called Harry Johnson, or the family of someone called Harry Johnson. Anything can be done with moving magic. Nesbra, there's the word I was looking. Yeah, okay, yeah, Nesbra. That's the name I was looking for. The Cleveland Lyod Quarry. There's an arrow in the way. Okay. I'm caught up. I'm up to date with chat. Can you believe it? I'm not 10 minutes behind. Harry, okay, Johnson, as in, okay, yeah, my Johnson is. I did a website for. There is an artist, Harry Johnson Artworks. I did the website. Help, the website already existed. I converted it to Joomla, I think, and hosted it for a few years. It is a real name and a real person, or was. I don't know. It says 2:30 there. Is it really only that? It is. It is only 2.5 hours so far. Feels like longer maybe because I did the other TrampCast before. I did the proper one. And I was late. Everything was wrong today. I should have been so far ahead with everything. And somehow I ended up late with everything. And I don't know, folks. I don't know. Iguanodon because he's big, 9 meters long, 3 to 4 meters high. Thumb spot. Yeah, he did have the thumbs. It is, yeah. And he can chew by smashing his jaws together. What was the advert? Hold on. It was it Chewits? Oh, it was a sweet, and the advert was Chewits. They're more tasty than Barrow in Furness bus station, and it was a dinosaur rampaging through a bus station and eating everything. And he might have been an iguanodon. He might have been a T Rex. I'm not sure. Chewits, Chewits, I think was the. I think that was the name of the sweets. More tasty than Barrow in Furness bus station. That was their claim to fame, and probably Barrow in Furness bus station's claim to fame, because Barrow in Furness ain't that. The Titanosaur. That was. What are they going to do if they keep discovering bigger and bigger dinosaurs? So Tyrannosaurus was supposed to be the biggest and most fearsome of them, and then they start. You get Titan and is it Megalodon? As you go bigger and bigger, you're going to run out of words. The next time you find something bigger, what's going to be bigger than a Titanosaur? A Titanicosaur? I don't know. It's they're not leaving themselves room to grow. Be a mosasaur, yeah, okay. Be a mothsaur, yeah. Project to make circular tubes, but I never got around to it. Didn't get any. That is a Jack Attack level dad joke. Yeah, okay. Boy. That's a little one. That's tiny. And I'm fairly sure I missed it. Don't know, folks. Oh, Tina's. Are we running? We're running in our sleep. We are. Oh. See, my girl, she can't run in real life, so she runs in her sleep. Walking with Dinosaurs by the BBC. Was it? Did David Attenborough narrate? That's the word I'm looking for. David Attenborough narrate that one? I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah. Talking to a girl, come over, there's no one home. We went over and there was nobody home. Mm. don't know if you can hear. My stomach is rumbling like hell, and it's quite swollen. I might have to nip outside. Um, I haven't had anything that would cause. I don't think so. But I can feel. I don't know. I don't know whether we're going to draw a line under it, folks, and bring it to an end, or whether I just nip out for 5 minutes. Tina will go by me if I do nip out. She is. She's asleep, but she's twitching. She's running. That's my girl. You run free, little lady. Run free and run wild. She was a wonder to behold when she was younger and she did run. My God, she could shift. She really, she really could shift. And it was terrible when she was running away from me. when I first, in the first couple of months, she ran away 2 or 3 times. And she bang, gone. And I was so worried and so upset that she'd run away. The first time though, she turned up a couple of she turned up like the next morning. The a guy called Chris used to give her hot dog sausages at the kiosk. When I said I lived in the field, next field down from when the park's in 3 fields and there's a kiosk at the top, and then I was living in the middle. Yeah, the guy, the lad, well, he was a young lad, at the kiosk, used to give these hot dog sausages. She ran away from me one day, and something spooked her. She wasn't running away from me, but another dog or something upset her, and off she went. But the next morning, he says, "Oh, I'm at the kiosk," and he said, "Look, I got a sausage," and Tina just comes, fucking. So he got her back for me that first time. Second time, not so easy. We were way off, like in the countryside, off towards the 2 lakes, and another dog snapped at her, and away she just went, and like lightning, she really could fly. Um, I had this horrible green plastic, the extendable dog leads and a trigger, and it had extended, and then that, but when she went, and she just yanked it right out of my hand, and it's chasing her. It's it, it's not just behind her at a fixed distance, but it's reeling in. It's reeling itself in, and pulling in on her. And she just hated it, and it just made her fly. So I had to get her from the dog pound the next day. Um, Nowadays, she's not so mobile, and Kenneth Branagh, okay. Okay. All right, folks. I think we probably will just draw a line under it there. I can't see you, says John. I'm here. Is that in response to someone else? Ballroom Blitz. I am going to go and have to head off into the trees for. So I think we'll draw a line under it there. I don't want to just leave you dangling for 5 minutes while I'm out, and Tina will go wild anyway. Hey, babe. Hey, you just woken up. Tina's okay. Tina's okay. Let's have a cuddle. Let's have a quick cuddle. Hey, babe. Hello, you. Hello, you. That's my girl. Okay, folks. I will, now that she's awake, put the light on her, and we'll do the goodbyes in the usual fashion if we can. Let's have a look. Right. Hey, babe. Tina? Say hello to the peoples. Oh, goodbye. Say goodbye to the peoples. From Tina. And from me, Delta Mike. Out. Ta-da, folks. Awkward moment.